Still with us on FinTech, brought to you by Streamline Media. You can follow us on all social media platforms. Basically, on Twitter, it is at Streamline_NG. On Instagram is at Streamline Media NG. Facebook is just Streamline Media. And then, of course, you can be able to converse with us throughout the entire week. We always have conversations ranging from several things, basically, everything that concerns you and the world of financial technology. And today we're going to be having a conversation basically on a few topics, some few capital raises. But let me first introduce my guest. Chuka is with us on the line. Chuka, are you there? Okay, Chuka.
Hi, good afternoon. Hi.
Hey! Finally, we have you. Chuka, how you doing, man?
Fine, thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah, nice one. Chuka is with VBank. Chuka, could you introduce yourself? Because I wanted to. I was telling City of Lagos last week about the villager conversation, and they thought I was lying. So I was saying I was going to put you on the spot today so that you will let people know. But let us know what exactly you do.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chuka Wele. I'm the product manager for agency and BDC. And by agency, I mean our Veelage platform, which is a referral structure for VBank.
Okay, solid. So we're going to come to that in a short bit. But first of all, let's talk about Credit Pal. They just raised $1.5 million. And the fintech company has raised this. Investors that took part in the round include Y Combinator, Greenhouse Capital, and Tangerine Life, a digital insurance company. Credit Pal was founded in 2018. The question on my mind is, why are credit cards not mainstream in Nigeria at the moment? The legal process to recover a debt can be long and pretty tricky. Credit card. So for people who think I'm talking about what everybody's carrying, a credit card is a proper credit. It's a proper like a loan. It has a limit, so you can just take it and then spend a limit on it, and then you go and pay back at a stipulated time. It's not what you have is a debit card. What we're talking about is credit cards. Well, Chuka, let me know why do you think it's not here mainstream that we have credit cards everywhere?
So for me, I think the main reason is for us, especially banks, I think it's being risk adverse, because there's the tendency of when you give somebody a loan, how do you get them to pay back?
That's
so
the
most
problem.
of the time for credit cards, it's based on their salary. So when you give out a credit card, you pay back a certain percentage of what you've used from your salary account. And with we're in a recession right now, so a lot of people are losing their jobs, a lot of people are relocating and things like that. So you can give me a credit card now,
I'll
I've
just
used all
jump
the
out.
money, and the next month I'm not available, you can't reach me and everything. So what happens?
Yeah.
So those are the factors that can come into play, and it's why they're not actually marketing credit cards actively.
But for I don't know if you can speak to this, but looking at Credit Pal and the smaller and the shrinking number of the the average class, people who can actually afford these cards, it's shrinking on the daily basis. And then you want to look at the fact that this company has raised about $1.5 million. Not all of it is going into that direction, but most of it is. It does it look like? I mean, they must have seen numbers. What do you think?
Yes, I think they have seen some numbers, or they're trying to play in a particular segment in terms of maybe a particular niche market, because I looked at their model, and the interesting thing is, even though they are going to be offering credit cards, the repayment period, instead of being the regular tenor for credit cards, which can vary from 3 months to 6 months to even a year, their repayment tenor is, I think, about 30 days. Basically, any amount you utilize on the credit that they extend to you on your credit card must be paid back within 30 days fully before you can now start drawing again. So that way, in a way, will resolve some of the issues in terms of repayment. So you're only exposed for 30 days at any given point in time, instead of the normal length of 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year that other people will be exposed to.
Makes sense. Moving on quickly, this story is talking about payment processor Paystack has launched Paystack Storefront. The feature enables merchants to sell multiple products at a time. Storefront can also be connected to a merchant's social media page. I saw last week we talked about the fact that Facebook seems to be contemplating launching a cryptocurrency next year. Generally, the whole idea is that everybody wants to be able to make that social media experience payment enabled. So instead of me leaving the social media page to go and pay somewhere else, I could just click something from my page and then payment happens. But to SMEs in particular, they tend to have multiple products that they sell. Will the storefront enable them push more of their products?
Okay. Yes, I got the question. And yes, I was reading up on that. And yes, Storefront will enable SMEs pause as many products as they have available. And the interesting thing is, even if you buy multiple products from them using the Storefront, you'll be able to check out at one point. So it's a single point. It gives a single instance for you to check out after selecting different multiple products. So it's a good thing for SMEs. Another thing and interesting is that it comes free of charge. So it's not like it's not going to be any additional cost to the SMEs. The only charge that they will pay is the normal payment facilitation charge that they charge merchants when you make payments on Paystack. That's the only thing. So it's a very, very good thing for them.
I've always wondered how this payment and no charges works. Chuka, you need to give me the lowdown. What's happening? But Chuka, quickly before we go on, I think we have just about a minute to go on the break. I want us to come back and talk about the Villager conversation. But Stripe goes closer to banking. Payment processor Stripe has launched banking services in partnership with Goldman Sachs and Evolve Bank in the United States. The platform offers users the ability to open accounts in minutes as well as spend directly from their balance with a card and pay bills. The fact is, banks are beginning to look more digital these days. Do you think, you're a digital bank. Do you have any sense that the traditional banks are worried?
I would say yes. At least those that are forward thinking and that can see into the future are worried because very soon, if you notice, the rate of even traditional banks opening branches is not as
many as it
used to be.
Yeah.
So that is, and then I won't say thanks to COVID, but based on the lockdown and everything you could do, now most of the things when was the last time you were in a banking hall that you actually visited a branch?
I can't remember.
They deliver your card. We deliver cards to your house right now. You can request for cards from our apps. You can do transfers online. You can even update your KYC online. So very soon you won't need to step into a branch for anything, really. So those buildings will just be there.
So do you want to become a villager? Chuka is going to be giving you the lowdown on how you can join the villager movement in a short bit. Let's go on a short break, and when we come back, Chuka will be giving us the lowdown. Do stay with us.
Safe and secure, much better than what you had before. Great service, you feel withdraw, no charges. So what are you waiting for? Join the VBank family. Download the app, it's so easy. Save money and make interest. If you need more, you can invest. Everything in one app, make you go get them sharp. For simpler and faster banking, V is top of the ranking. Oh yeah, if you need another way to manage your account today, VBank now the better way. VBank now the better way. If you need another way to manage your account today, VBank now the better way. VBank now the better way.
Download the V app from the Google Play Store and the iOS Store. Do more with V.
Come and join the tribe, oh. V say vibe. Come and join the tribe, oh. Free banking, safe and secure, much better than what you had before. Great service, you feel withdraw, no charges. So what are you waiting for? Join the VBank family. Download the app, it's so easy. Save money and make interest. If you need more, you can invest. Everything in one app, make you go get them sharp. For simpler and faster banking, V is top of the ranking. Oh yeah, if you need another way to manage your account today, VBank now the better way. VBank now the better way. If you need another way to manage your account today, VBank now the better way. VBank now the better way.
Download the V app from the Google Play Store and the iOS Store. Do more with V.
All right, City of Lagos, you're still with us on FinTech Today, brought to you by Streamline Media. And basically, you can remember to follow us on Twitter, Streamline _NG on Twitter. On Facebook is just Streamline Media, and Instagram is at Streamline Media NG. All through the week, having conversations about the financial technology industry and just basically keeping you up to date on every single thing going on. Chuka, I want to be a villager. How do I go about it?
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so the first thing to note, for you to be a villager, you have to have a VBank account.
Okay.
So if you don't have one, you have to download the VBank app from either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store and sign up for a VBank account.
Okay.
Once that has been done within the VBank application, if you go to the bottom right under the menu, there's a more option, and you click on that, and then you see the option to start your bank. Once you click on that, you have the option. It will ask you to input your email to register. You enter your email and choose a password, and with that, you'll be registered for. You put in your account number first, then you'll ask you for your email and then your password, and it will register you to become a villager. Once that registration is successful, you'll get a welcome email for the Veelage platform or products in your registered email box, and with that, you can log in to the platform and see basically your targets. So for the Veelage, you have different levels and you have different targets. The very first level you start with after you've registered is called level 1, whereby you get 30,000 naira in a month. For that, you have to get 25 active downloads with a cumulative balance across the 25 accounts of 500,000 naira. When we say active downloads, what we mean by active downloads is every account you get to sign up under you using your referral code is an active account if they have a minimum balance of 2,000 naira in the account.
Okay.
So that minimum balance it's either they have a minimum balance of 2,000 naira, which means from the date they open their accounts, they fund their accounts with 2,000 naira from that day, and they don't touch the money, or they can even fund it with in excess of 2,000 naira actually. And with that, you'll be able to qualify. So at the end of the month,
you get paid 30,000 naira.
Yes, you get paid 30,000 naira once you have 25 active accounts, which have a average balance of 500,000 naira across the 25 active accounts.
Okay, Chuka, we can't go more than that. We've really run out of time. I want to thank you for joining us. We'll be able to talk about this next week. I really apologize. We've run out of time. Thank you very much, City of Lagos, for joining us. See you next week on FinTech Today.
From Ikorodu.
Hi, I'm Emeka from Festa.
My name is Ahmed from my papa.
I want to tell you about my radio. My radio is my best friend.
My steady companion.
My radio keeps me informed all day.